Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is I, the Cussing Cardslinger, and today we're going to talk about autumn favorite decks. So these are in no particular order, okay? We're just going to talk about the decks that I'm using for this, I don't know, darker part of the year, the autumn months, all of that. It is my favorite time of year, and even here in Mexico, I can feel the fall, right? It's still humid, it's still hot, but the sun is getting further away and there's kind of like that witchy feel. The veil is thinning, you can definitely tell. So it is time for the witchy decks, you know what I mean? So if you're new to my channel, hi, how are you? It's good to meet you. If you're returning, hello, welcome back. It is so great to see you again. And as always, you guys, if you want to book a personal reading with me, go ahead and do so on the website address below. I am wearing my pumpkin shirt, like we are ready to go here, okay? We are living for this fall season. So if you've had a reading with me, or if you've been watching the weeklies, you're gonna see some of these decks, right? Because this is just what I'm using right now. So I do have a ring light, so I'm going to do my best because some of these are glossy. So this is the Magic of You Oracle. These are the backs. These are really, really beautiful. And they're all upside down and who knows, but they have very interesting imagery. I love the keywords. It does give that little bit of dark and spookiness. See that? Just that little bit of a witchy vibe, and it's good. I love using this for client readings as well as daily draws. See, for instance, like this one. It says whatever you choose will be correct. It's just a great oracle for like diving that little bit deeper, getting that little bit of extra guidance, and it just looks witchy, and I love the aesthetic of it. I adore it. Let's go. Okay, Oracle. Well, yeah, Oracle. We'll keep going with Oracle. So I got this here in August. This is the Urban Crow Oracle. Here's some of the imagery. I really enjoy the artwork. I like the keywords. Again, this is a good clarifier. And chances are, if you get a reading with me, this will be one of the clarifying decks. We have observation. Look at that. He's looking at the spider. This is a Hay House deck. It's got the typical Hay House cardstock. I mean, it's not the best, it's not the worst. I don't hate it, it's just, it's not my favorite. It's that, if you guys know, you've gotten the typical Hay House cardstock recently, it's okay. But I love crows. That is one thing, that is one of the things that I miss here. I was just actually telling my husband that this morning. I miss the sound of crows. We have grackles down here. We don't have any crows. Aren't these beautiful? So that's the Urban Crow Oracle. Again, great for clarifying. And I mean, it couldn't have one without the other, right? I've been using this deck a lot. This is the Crow Tarot. I love the backs. They're so plain, but yet they're so, I don't know, they just make me happy. We have a bit of a border here, but they don't bother me. Perhaps sort of collage-y style. This is an excellent reader. It gives such clarity and a depth, a new depth to readings that I just love it. And again, crows, I mean, I adore crows. So I will use this deck all year round, but I seem to when it starts to get into the kind of fall, winter months, that's when this sucker really comes out all the time. It just like calls to my soul. Isn't she gorgeous? Yeah, and like it does have a bit of a border. It does not deter, actually. It's kind of nice. And strength there. So I love it. I love this deck. I love the way it reads. I love the information it gives. So I'm using the Crow Tarot right now. All right, another relatively new deck. I have not done a walkthrough on this one, I don't think. When I briefly went home in August to Canada, this was one of the decks that I picked up. It's been on my list for a while. And I edged it myself. They do not come like this. Okay, so this is the back. We were talking about the Ghost Tarot. How perfect for this time of year where the veil's thin. Again, it has borders, but it doesn't, they're not super distracting. And I'm pretty sure this is Low Scarabeo, and it doesn't have all the different languages, which is nice. I hate it when it does that. But as you can see here, if you're a beginner, up here is the number. It does not give the names of the cards for the majors. So you might find it a bit difficult at first if you don't know the majors by heart, but Queen. This does read very well. I was surprised. When I first got this deck, and I'll tell the story here since I didn't do a walkthrough of it, I opened it up, I looked at it, and I was like, ew. You know, it just, I had that, it was like nails on a chalkboard feeling. And I was like, oh, am I gonna be able to work with this? I mean, it wasn't the imagery. Like, I don't hate, like, this is a really pretty Two of Cups. I don't hate the imagery, but there was something about it that just, I don't know. It was, I pulled some cards, it read very well, and I think the problem was, and why I was like, ew, was it's a good shadow deck. Like, it just, I hit that resistance, right? And as soon as I kept pulling cards, pulled through it, got the messages, I was like, okay, it's actually good. And I don't get that feeling so much anymore, but it's that, I don't like what you're telling me, that resistance, you know, it was like, ooh, and it just pissed me off. So that's one of the ways I judge a good shadow deck. If it pisses me off and makes me feel like that resistance, and I'm like, okay, you have things to tell me. I get you. Sip of the water. Next, again, this is one of the ones I usually only use this time, excuse me, this time of year. And this is the Shadowlands. I don't know. Oh, you guys, I'm sorry, this fucking ring light. Here, maybe over here. You see little bats, aren't they cute? Now, I've talked about this before, but like, come on. That doesn't even come close to matching. Like, why wouldn't you have done a black gilding? Like, that's gold, bright yellow, gold, bright yellow. Like, it's just, it drives me crazy. And the cardstock's really thick. I don't love thick cardstock, you guys. I don't like it bulky like that, but it's actually breaking in nicely and I'm okay with it now. But when I first got this, I almost couldn't use it because I hated the cardstock that much. But this is a sweet deck. You know, it's very sweet. It reads beautifully. But it's got a softness to it that I enjoy. You know, it gives very good, clear readings, while at the same time, it's not out to hurt your feelings. It's not out to piss you off, like the Ghost Tarot, right? It's just, I don't know what the right word is. It's It's very relaxing. It's not intimidating at all. At the same time, look at that little wolf. I don't know if you can see him. Isn't he cute? At the same time, it gives, you know, the good imagery. It's easy to read, intuitive. And I will say, I love the guidebook. I love the guidebook. It gives journaling questions. It's very, very good. So I would highly recommend, if you're looking for a deck to kind of like maybe go into the wintry months, the shadow months, do a little bit of shadow work, but without that like cutting kind of like if you kind of want to ease your way into it, the Shadowlands is actually a really nice deck. Okay, so next on the list, the Jack-o'-lantern Tarot. I love these backs. Look at the owls, look at the jack-o'-lantern, and I mean the bat. If you've been around here for a while, you know I adore bats. So yes, gorgeous. Gorgeous backing. Different artwork. Now, if you guys have seen, the October Career and Monies, this is the deck I used. If you haven't seen yours, well, when we're done here, go check it out. But I love the skulls on the wands here. It's just a little bit of different artwork. There is some nudity. If that bothers you, then this probably won't be the deck for you. But it's kind of cartoony, but not at the same time. There's something kind of mature about it. I don't know how else to put it. But it does give very, how would I describe the energy of this? Very, I want to say abrupt. It's very abrupt. It just like, here you go, here's your message, okay, bye. You know, it's not there to elaborate. It's not there to, you know, hold your hand. It's just there to tell you what it needs to and leave you to your own devices. So it's very, like I said, it's abrupt. I don't know. It's kind of like that awkward person who like jumps in, interjects something in a conversation, drops a truth bomb, and then fucks off. That's what this deck does, which, you know, I appreciate sometimes. Sometimes I like to be called out by decks, and this one certainly does just that. So, just my chair. What are we going to talk about next? Okay, let's talk about this one. Okay. So this is the Tarot of Vampires. I love this backings. So, funny story, I was not going to get this deck. And I'm actually not using this for clients or anything. This is still a study deck for me. And I didn't think I'd like the artwork. I really didn't. Didn't think I'd like it. But you know, there's so much going on in it. And I use it with the guidebook all the time because the guidebook gives so much information, even about what's happening in the background. And I just find it intriguing and I love to read it. So I'm just studying it. You know, I edged it, by the way. It does not come with red edging. I did that with a Sharpie. Again, nudity in this deck, but there's some dark imagery if that's not your thing. I get it. Like I said, I actually, when I got this deck, I was not going to use it. I wasn't going to use the deck. I only got it for the guidebook. And there's just, like, I've marked this sucker up. There's, you know, like I highlight stuff. You know, like I said, I'm studying this deck. Carry it around with me. And if I'm being honest, I'm kind of tempted to buy a backup copy of this deck and book just so I have a backup of the book. Because it gives a lot of information. And eventually I will do readings with it, I'm sure. But I just kind of want to study it and keep it for me for right now. So this is my study deck. I was going to do it last year, and then I started, and then the season got away with me, and I never studied it because I was prepping to, move to Mexico. So yes, I love the backings. I didn't think I'd like the artwork, but I'm actually really drawn in by it. It's a whole vibe. It's a whole world. And if I'm being honest, when I was a teenager, maybe back in the day, one of my favorite movies was Interview with the Vampire. I watch it now and I'm like, is this appropriate for me to watch at that age? But it's fine. It was one of my favorites. And it reminds me of that world. I kind of get pulled into that. So it's almost nostalgic for me in a way as well. So I enjoy that. All right, next. Murder of Crows. Again, this is a year-round deck for me. I pull from it all the time. I have read for clients with it, but not very often. This is sort of one of those, I like to keep it for myself, but it will let me know when there's a client that needs it. Again, it seems like it should be quite, I don't know, stark, or look at this beautiful, beautiful image. Oh. Yeah, it seems like it should be kind of harsh in its messages, but it's not. Like, I actually find this very, it's not a sweet deck. It's not like the Shadowlands. It's direct, but at the same time, you don't feel that harsh cutting. Like, I actually feel, when I use this deck, quite supported. It doesn't sugarcoat things. It tells me what I need to hear. But yet, at the same time, it almost holds space for you, which I wasn't anticipating, right? I was not expecting that. Like, the characters were in like these plague masks and, the imagery. Like, everyone's kind of got these darker sort of faces, but they're just, I don't know how to describe it. I don't know why, but it's quite supportive. And I was surprised by that. But it does it tells you what you need to know, Look at these guys. Oh, just love this tower card. I could sit and look at this all day because I love this imagery. And I didn't know how I would feel about a black and white deck, if I'm being honest. But yeah. Come on. Like, fuck, look at him. There's an owl, or owl. Ooh, there's a crow in every image. I mean, it's the Murder of Crows tarot. Let's see if I can find it. There's one. I won't be able to because I'm trying to find it here. Isn't he cool? Isn't he badass? I like this devil too. He's pretty cool. But there's one that it just speaks to my soul. Oh my gosh. How witchy is she though? That's the High Priestess. Like, fuck yes. I think it's the Ten of Cups I'm looking for. If you know, you know. But it just like makes my soul soar. It just makes me go, she's beautiful. Just because I said that, I'm not gonna be able to find it, am I? There he is. Look at him, that white crow. I mean, can we just take a moment? Oh, I love it. Anyway, excellent deck. Again, it's good for shadow work, but it's also good for non-shadow work. It's good for all the things, but if you want to ease your way into shadow work, again, great deck for it. Great. Excellent. Love it. More water. Can't say enough about it. You guys notice it's like 3 crow decks so far. Wee bit obsessed. Okay. These. Sakes. This next deck. Tarot of Haunted House. These backs though, like, aren't they pretty? I think they're so pretty. Okay, so I don't even know what to say about this deck other than I really enjoy it. I like it for client readings. Kind of gives like some, you know, how you like, it just tells you things that, I don't know, it just reminds me of a secret keeper. Like, it's like, oh, if you don't want your secrets revealed, I wouldn't use this, because it just likes to bring, oops, it likes to bring things to the surface. I love the artwork. Like, let's look at this Queen of Wands. Can we just, how badass is she? I want to live in this haunted house. I'm so drawn in by this style, you know? Like, I want to live there. Emperor. Yeah, I adore it, you got, oh, and that Two of Swords. I mean, it's got great insight. Again, though, if you're new, the majors just have the numbers. Again, I think this is another low scare video. But they just have the numbers. So if that's an issue for you, then you can always have the little white book handy, or a Tarot 101 book, or whichever one you want to use. But highly recommend. It's great for this time of year, that nice spooky imagery that really draws you in. And pretty, like, I mean, these are all basically Rider-Waite, so very easy to read if you know that system. Okay, let's get into the last Oracle deck that I've been using like a motherfucker. If you've had your reading done by me, guaranteed I've been using this deck recently. So this is the Shaman's Dream Oracle by Colette Baron Reid. I hate the fact that I love it, but I love it. So here's some of the imagery here. So we have the number, so you can look it up in the book, the beautiful image. We have the title and a keyword here. And this gives beautiful, perfect clarifying in a reading. You have Sky Dancer, Surrender, Fool's Embrace, Transmuting Pain. Like, it's very clear. It's good for daily draws if you want to just pull from, you know, an oracle card for your day, or just to ask advice. Perfect for that too. Jeweled web, connectivity. You can see that. It's absolutely stunning. I like the artwork. I do. It's not overly busy. Overflow, the wall. But yes, I really, really enjoy this deck. It gives perfect clarification. It's good, like I said, to just, if you wanted to know something, you know, like, for example, shuffle here, I don't know. What am I working on currently, or what should I be working on currently on my spiritual path, for instance? Oh. And we had Hollow Bone Teachability come out. So in this instance, I would kind of look at that. You can reference the guidebook if you want, but this is like, okay, the word hollow I'm getting drawn to. So I need to kind of like be an empty vessel and allow information to come in, to be teachable, right? Now is a time to be gathering information, to be taking things in. This is not a time for me to be doing a whole lot of deep diving on the self. Maybe I want to get a coach. Maybe I want to just, you know, read and take in new philosophies, things of that nature. So this is, again, perfectly clear. So it is excellent. I hate that I'm promoting this, but I like it. I like it. It's Randy approved. So I've been obsessed. I use it every day. All my clients and all my readings, I'm obsessed. Okay. Last but not least, I did do a walkthrough on this. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. If I remember, I'll put it in the description. If I didn't, put it in the comments, and I will put it in the description. But we have the Trick or Treat Tarot, and I am obsessed with these backs. I love them. I love them. Is that not gorgeous? I love the colors. Ugh, I'm obsessed. I edged it. So no, it does not come with the multiple colors on the sides. Again, I did that, but I love these backings. Very lighter weight, you guys. 8 of Wands, carrying their little wands. Again, there's so many bats in this one. I adore it. The Magician, so spooky. I love it. I love it. I didn't think I would, if I'm being honest. The first time I saw this imagery online, I was like, hard pass. Like, fuck that. And then I watched a couple walkthroughs. Morpheus here, and I was like, I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued, you know? And then I kind of got suckered in, and I was like, well, I'll order it. You know, I'll always gift it if I doesn't read for me or whatever. But I'll be damned if this sucker doesn't read beautifully. I did do a deck interview spread with this, and we kind of came to the conclusion together that this is a deck that's going to be action oriented, right? It's like, let's figure out a plan. We'll tell you what your next steps are. But if you need me to hold your hand, if you need me to deal with your emotions, that's not going to happen. But if you want to kind of like make plans for the future or see what's coming up, then yeah, I'm your deck, but that's all I'm giving you. You know, we are action oriented. That's the goal of this deck. It's like, let's figure out your next steps. Let's say what needs to be said and make a plan and to move forward. So it's excellent for like goals and, you know, breaking cycles and seeing where we're stuck, things like that, which surprised me. I thought this was going to be, you know, I love this Ace of Swords. I thought it was just going to give information and okay, well, you know, but it's cheeky. It's got quite the personality. And it is like, hey, let's do this. Let's get her done. So, you know what? One more Oracle deck, actually. Again, if you've gotten a reading from me recently, you've probably seen this deck. This is the Soul Helper Oracle. I picked this up randomly in August, and I came across it on Amazon. I've never heard of this deck. Don't know a thing about it, but we're gonna give it a try, and my God, it is excellent. Again, perfect clarifier. It's really pretty. The borders don't even bother me that much, if I'm being honest. But it's got a title and not really keywords, it's more of a sentence. So for instance, leave your usual social circles behind is the title of the card. Seek out true companions. And I actually really enjoy this artwork. To conform is to die inside, be brave, be yourself. Like it's kind of, it calls you out on some stuff, but at the same time, it kind of gives you a pep talk and some encouragement all at the same time. And it's just kind of like pinpoints exactly what needs to be targeted or what's going on right now. For instance, you know, let's pull another one. I've been feeling kind of meh, right? Why do I have this meh feeling? Why should I feel like this? Why? Like, what's missing? What do I need to work on? Like, why do I feel meh? Go ahead and pull a card. And we have the Tree of Wishes is calling your name. An almost forgotten wish has now come true. So this is telling me there's something that you wanted that has come to fruition that you're not looking at. Again, it's like, well, you asked for this. Why aren't you recognizing it, right? So this is calling me out in that I'm not recognizing and not practicing the gratitude for what I had, that what I've asked for is already here. And I need to start focusing on, again, gratitude and all the things that I wanted to manifest that are already here that I'm maybe not looking at. So Feel called out. Fuck's sakes. All right, so let's do one more because I feel like this is calling me out and I really, really need it. So how can I work, or let's rephrase this. How can I strengthen my relationships right now? How can I strengthen my friendships, my partnerships, my marriage, all of that? We have release your creative energies, make use of them in your life. So we just need to get more creative. Like I need to be creative in how I, reach out to them. If I have more of a creative outlet, I'm going to be less grumpy and have a little bit more patience with everybody, probably. That can be taken on so many different levels. Maybe we just need to be creative and like do different things and switch it up and, get creative on what we're talking about, or, maybe get deeper on our conversations and our goals and our dreams and, discuss it that way. So there's a bunch of different, and again, this is all just off the top of my head. I'm not journaling about it, which again, these two things I could go for pages and pages on if I really wanted to like deep dive. So this is actually a surprisingly good deal. Like I was Soul Helper Oracle cards. I was surprised, but I am using it a lot. It is a favorite for right now. I think that's it. Yes, that is it. Thank you so much for joining me for these fall favorites. Let me know, are you working with any right now? Do you want to be working with any of these right now? Which was your favorite? Which are you like, ooh, that deck sucks? You know what I mean? I'd love to hear your opinions. Thank you so much, and I will talk to you very soon on the next video. Bye.